Hey there, tech enthusiasts! Welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving deep into one of the most challenging aspects of building a Hackintosh, getting reliable wireless connectivity. If you've ever built a Hackintosh, you know that Wi-Fi can be the final boss battle of your build. While you might have your system booting perfectly, graphics acceleration working flawlessly, and even your audio sounding crisp, that Wi-Fi icon might still be showing no networks available. But don't worry. By the end of this video, you'll understand the three main approaches to getting wireless working on your Hackintosh, complete with their pros, cons, and exactly how to implement them. Let's get started. So why is Wi-Fi such a pain point for Hackintosh users? Simple. Apple uses very specific wireless cards in their genuine Mac computers, and macOS doesn't include drivers for most PC wireless cards out of the box. Real Macs primarily use Broadcom wireless chips that are specially designed to work with macOS. When you're building a Hackintosh, you're typically using PC hardware with wireless cards from Intel, Realtek, or other manufacturers that macOS doesn't officially support. But as the Hackintosh community has grown, we've developed three reliable ways to get wireless working. As of the current date, we have identified three viable methods to enable Wi-Fi functionality on a Hackintosh setup. These methods are: Method 1, using Intel Wi-Fi cards. Method 2, various USB Wi-Fi dongles. Method 3, Broadcom Wi-Fi cards. Please note that these methods are subject to change and may not work in future updates or configurations. Intel Wi-Fi cards are incredibly common in PC laptops and desktops. The good news is that thanks to the Open Intel Wireless project, many of these cards can now work with macOS. What is Open Intel Wireless? It's an open-source community project that provides two key KEXT kernel extensions. Airportitlwm enables Wi-Fi connectivity, and Intel Bluetooth firmware enables Bluetooth connectivity. Compatible Intel cards. The most compatible Intel cards include all the way from Intel AC 7000 to AX200 series, which are more recent hardware that offers Wi-Fi 6 connectivity and Bluetooth, though the old series are also supported. But for this day and age, if you're looking for a faster Wi-Fi connection, go with the most recent Intel Wi-Fi card instead. Go ahead on your browser and go to the Open Intel Wireless GitHub repository. On the right there, you will find the releases. Then on that page, the assets can be found. There are two KEXT that you can download. It will only depend on which macOS version you're running on your Hackintosh. When utilizing an Intel Wi-Fi card on a Hackintosh, users are typically faced with a choice between two primary KEXT provided by Open Intel Wireless, itlwm.kext and airportitlwm.kext. These drivers differ fundamentally in how they interact with macOS and the features they enable. Understanding these distinctions is crucial for selecting the driver that best aligns with individual user requirements and preferences. It is critically important to note that never should both itlwm.kext and airportitlwm.kext be used simultaneously. Doing so can lead to system instability and prevent proper Wi-Fi functionality. To further clarify the distinctions, the following table summarizes the key differences between itlwm and airportitlwm. The itlwm.kext operates by utilizing Apple's public I/O Ethernet controller framework. This results in the Wi-Fi adapter being recognized by macOS as an Ethernet connection within system preferences. Offering support for connecting to hidden Wi-Fi networks for IWM and IWN devices, it provides limited support for continuity features such as handoff and universal clipboard. Additionally, this KEXT does not support WPA2/3, Enterprise, or 802.1x authentication protocols. Location services are also not functional when using itlwm.kext. Consequently, the standard macOS Wi-Fi menu bar icon is not available. Instead, users relying on itlwm.kext must employ the separate Heliport application, available on the Open Intel Wireless GitHub, to manage Wi-Fi connections, including selecting networks and entering passwords. It supports macOS version from High Sierra and all the way to Sequoia. In contrast, airportitlwm.kext is designed to integrate more closely with the native macOS Wi-Fi framework by utilizing the IO80211FamilyLegacy. This allows the standard macOS Wi-Fi menu bar icon to function, providing a familiar interface for managing wireless connections. Airportitlwm.kext offers support for some continuity features, specifically handoff and universal clipboard, although their functionality might be limited in certain macOS versions, such as Monterey and newer, where handoff may only work in one direction due to changes in the Bluetooth process. A key limitation of Airportitlwm.kext is its inability to connect to hidden Wi-Fi networks for IWM and IWN devices. However, it does provide support for WPA 2/3-Enterprise and 802.1x authentication. Location services are also supported when using this kext. When you use this kext, you will be able to seamlessly use the native built-in Wi-Fi interface within macOS itself to connect on your wireless internet. Currently supports macOS versions Big Sur to Sonoma only. Please note that support for newer macOS versions may be added in future updates, but it's essential to check the Airportitlwm.kext documentation or forums for the latest compatibility information. The installation process for Intel Wi-Fi on a Hackintosh using OpenIntel wireless kexts generally follows a standard procedure for loading third-party kernel extensions. Let's install the itlwm.kext. Since I will be using this on macOS Sequoia, from the Asset page, download the itlwm.zip. Then scroll up and click the OpenIntel wireless link above, navigate the Heliport repository, and on the right side, click on the Releases page, click the heliport.dmg, which is the installer file of it. Click the heliport.dmg and proceed with the installation. After it, you will just need to drag the Heliport app into the Applications folder. Now we will need to edit our config.plist. You can use any editor of your choice, but on this video I will be using OCAT. The first thing is to mount the EFI partition of OpenCore, mount it and select your drive. In my case was the NVMe. Then type your password when prompted. This will open up a Finder window, navigate inside the OC folder, and go into the kext subfolder. On the Downloads folder, double-click the itlmw.zip to extract it. Now simply drag the kext file into the kext subfolder. Go back to the OC folder, and you will see config.plist. You can right-click it and open with OCAT. Then on the left side, click the kernel section. Scroll all the way down and look for the itlwm.kext. If it's not present, just simply drag the itlwm.kext into OCAT's window. It will now be added and enabled automatically. Click the Save button above and close OCAT. There's one thing we need to do here. Open your system settings, and then on the search bar, type in login items. There's a plus icon. Click it and navigate into the Applications folder, and scroll down and double-click the Heliport app. What this does is it will load Heliport app in every startup. You can now restart your computer. Once it rebooted back to your desktop, you will notice there are two Wi-Fi icons above. The one on the left is the Heliport app, and the other one is the built-in Wi-Fi interface of macOS. You can simply remove it by holding down the Windows button and dragging the icon going down. So you will be left with the Heliport app only. This will only enable your Wi-Fi, but if you want to have the Bluetooth functionality, I made a separate video guide for it. You can click the link above or linked on the description box. Now this section we will tackle how to use the Airportitlwm.kext. From the GitHub asset page, you will just need to download which macOS version you are going to use it, download the zip file that matches your macOS version. Similar to the previous steps a while ago, all you need to do is mount your EFI partition, then copy the Airportitlwm.kext into kext folder of your OC folder. And then edit out your config.plist. From the kernel section, add the Airportitlwm by dragging it inside the OCAT window, save it, and you can restart your computer afterwards to test it out. Once it rebooted, simply click the Wi-Fi icon above and connect to your wireless internet connection. If you don't want to mess with internal cards and kexts, USB Wi-Fi dongles offer a plug-and-play solution. Chris1111 is a well-known contributor to the Hackintosh community, maintains a comprehensive list of compatible USB Wi-Fi adapters and their required drivers. Some of the most reliable dongles include TP-Link TLWN series, Edimax EW series, and Realtek RTL-based dongles and other manufacturers that are listed on his GitHub page. I also provided my Amazon affiliate link below the description box for the Wi-Fi cards and USB dongles that you can look into. I will gain a small commission every time you purchase from those links. The wireless USB Big Sur adapter package provides essential driver support for a comprehensive range of Realtek 802.11n and 802.11 AC QMSB Wi-Fi adapters, ensuring compatibility across macOS versions Big Sur through Sequoia. You have to disable the gatekeeper if you're using Sequoia, as well as disabling SIP, which are also provided on his instruction with a video guide. Follow through it, and you can now install the actual installer of the Wi-Fi dongles. Download and extract the version 18 of Wireless USB Big Sur adapter. The installation is very straightforward. Run the app for the installer, and in case you encounter the error popping up saying, Wireless USB Big Sur adapter not opened, simply open your system settings. Under Privacy and Security, scroll all the way down, click the Open Anyway button to proceed with the installation, and it will go through the process and checking if you disabled the gatekeeper or SIP. Select which drive you want to install the driver, then follow the on-screen prompt. You will now have this icon on your menu bar above, which will let you connect to your Wi-Fi router. Then the last thing you want to do for this method is going to your system settings under Privacy and Security. Scroll all the way down and you will see something like System software from developer Realtek Semiconductor has been updated. Click the Allow button next to it and put in your password when prompted. Then you can now restart your computer and test out your USB Wi-Fi dongle. The closest you can get to a genuine Mac experience is using the same Broadcom wireless cards that Apple uses in their computers. In this section, we will tackle just that. What is OCLP, short for Open Core Legacy Patcher? A tool designed to run newer versions of macOS on unsupported Macs, but it can also help patch Broadcom Wi-Fi cards to work in a Hackintosh. The most compatible Broadcom cards include BCM 94360CS2, used in MacBook Air, BCM 94360CD, used in iMac, BCM 94360CS, used in MacBook Pro, BCM 94352Z, used in some MacBook Pro models. Apple has made a trend of dropping support for older hardware in its newer operating system releases, and this includes many Broadcom Wi-Fi chipsets that were supported in previous macOS versions like Ventura. This means, in order for these Broadcom Wi-Fi cards to work for macOS Sonoma and Sequoia, you will need to use OCLP and patch it. Configuring Broadcom Wi-Fi on a Hackintosh using Open Core Legacy Patcher involves a detailed multi-step process that requires careful attention to the specific instructions. Here are the lists of Broadcom and Fenvi chipset Wi-Fi cards. Pause the video and see if you have any of these Wi-Fi cards, and the required kexts, which are linked on the description box of this video. Extract the zip file and you will find the needed kext. Now let's open up OCAT and edit our configuration. Mount the config by clicking this icon and select your drive where you saved the config, then click Mount and open config.plist and type in your password. Go and click the Mount again, and this time click the Mount button. This will enable us to mount the EFI partition of your Hackintosh. Navigate inside the OC folder and under the kext subfolder, drag the kext to copy it on the kext folder. Go back to OCAT, and on the left side, click the kernel section. Our newly added kext are automatically added here. You must arrange the kext in this order: AMFIPass, IOSkywalk, then IO80211. Click the arrow on the right to move the arrangement. It should be arranged like this. Expand the window of OCAT, and on the minimum kernel, we will add 23.0.0 on those kext, excluding AMFI. Double-click the text box and type in the numbers. On the tab above, click the block, click the plus icon on the right, and we will add an entry on here. I will provide the identifier on the description box. You can copy it and paste it on here. On the strategy dropdown, select Exclude, then on the minimum kernel, add 23.00 again. Then on the miscellaneous section on the left, click the Security tab, look for the Secure Boot model, and have it on Disabled. Then on the Boot tab, make sure the Show Picker is ticked. Now go into the NVRAM section, click the third entry on the UUID, then on the right, under the csr-active-config. Double-click the text box and type in 0308000. Then add this 2 entries also. I will provide the details on the description box, copy and paste the values here. Then on the Delete tab, and under the third UUID, add these entries as well. Again, I will provide the details on the description box. Click the Save button above, and you can now quit the OCAT application. Then go ahead and reboot your computer. Now when you're on this OpenCore boot picker, press the spacebar on your keyboard, then select the Reset NVRAM using the right arrow, then press Enter. It will restart once more. And when you're on this boot picker again, just hit the Enter key on your keyboard to continue booting on your Hackintosh. Open a browser and search for OCLP. Click the link from the GitHub page, click the release page on the right side, and scroll down for the assets. Click and download the OpenCore patcher.pkg, then run and install it afterwards. Once you open it, click the Post-Install Root Patches. The available patches would be the Modern Wireless, then click the Start Root Patching button to proceed with the patching. It will ask you to reboot your computer afterwards. Now when you're on this OpenCore boot picker, press the spacebar on your keyboard, then select the Reset NVRAM using the right arrow, then press Enter. It will restart once more. While it's rebooting, quickly press the BIOS key on your keyboard to go into the BIOS. Depending on your motherboard, look for the Intel VTD, which stands for Virtualization Technology for Directed I/O, and enable it. Then boot back to macOS. The next section is patching the DMAR table. This is necessary for macOS, especially newer versions, to work correctly with certain Ethernet and Wi-Fi devices. By removing these regions, we can avoid conflicts and ensure these devices function as expected. It has 2 methods. The first is the manual way using Dortania's guide, which can be done on macOS, which I provided the link on the description box, and the second is through SSDTTime by corpnewt, which is the method that I will be discussing next. From corpnewt's GitHub repository page, click on the green code button to download the SSDTime. Extract the zip file afterwards. Go into the extracted folder and look for the SSDTtime.bat and double-click it. When you are prompted with this window, click the More Info, then click Run Anyway. It will now open up on a command prompt and download the necessary files. From the main menu, we will dump the ACPI table of our computer, press letter P, and press Enter on your keyboard, and it performed the extraction. Then it will bring us back to the main menu from here. Press letter B and press Enter on your keyboard. It will now patch our DMAR.aml. Close the window afterwards. Go back to the File Explorer. Under your SSDTtime folder, you can see a subfolder called Results. Inside it lies the patch DMAR.aml. I will copy this file to my USB. Now let's boot back to macOS. Using OCAT, let's mount the EFI partition. Type in the password once prompted, navigate the OC and ACPI subfolder. I will drag the DMAR.aml from here, then going back to OCAT, I will now mount the config.plist. Then under the ACPI section, Then let's add the DMAR.aml on that window, and it will now be automatically enabled. On the kernel section on the left, click on the Quirks tab, then look for Disable IO Mapper, uncheck it to disable. Then go back to ACPI, then on the Delete tab, let's add these entry. I will provide this on the description box, and once done. On the right, click the small plus button, and it will add a new row that we can edit. Double-click the text box and copy and paste the value that I provided on the description box. You should have the same entry as shown here on the video. Don't forget to save. Then reboot your computer. Reboot and check for native Wi-Fi. If it's still not working, reset your NVRAM and check again. And guess what? You made it at the end of this video. Let me know your thoughts on the comment section and how your Wi-Fi goes. Thanks for watching, and see you on the next one.